It's day 15. As you can see, I just weighed myself. It looks like I've dropped nearly 3 pounds, which is good. But the weight loss is obviously slowing down slightly, so I need to make sure that I continue dropping at this kind of rate. So I'm going to be finally making some changes to my diet and to my program now. So the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm not really going to increase my cardio time, but what I am going to do is start doing twists at the end of my cardio. It'll probably take about, say, 4 or 5 minutes on the end of my cardio where I'm going to do twists. I'll do 150 in the morning, I'll do 150 at my PM cardio as well. So what this does is it actually helps bring the skin in tight around the waist. So obviously I started this thing with quite a big belly, and when I diet down I don't want loose skin, I want it tight, so it's got to, basically squeeze in the crevices of the abs that'll be waiting there at the end. What I'm going to do is just twist really fast, holding the abs really tight, bringing that skin in really tight. I can normally guarantee about an inch and a half of less skin sag in a month of doing this. So I'm counting just on one side. So 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, keeping my hips straight and keeping my abs tight as possible, squeeze my abs. The only thing that stops you from swinging right around is your obliques. So you're working your obliques as well. I prefer to work my obliques doing twists instead of doing some sort of crunching movement, because I don't want to build up my waist and my obliques, Another change that I'm going to be making to the diet is with my breakfast now, instead of having 1.5 cups of oats, I'm just having 1 cup. The meals throughout the day, they're the same, except for the last meal, I'm totally eliminating complex carbs and replacing them with fibrous carbs. So instead of having rice or potato at night with my chicken or steak or whatever it may be, I'll be having broccoli instead. So it's less calories, just a little bit more fiber. I'm not going to need those calories now late at night. Initially, I just had them to keep the metabolism going. Mentally, I feel the same. I feel good. Fatigue hasn't set in yet. However, I can feel that I'm just slightly weaker in the gym, but that's to be expected. And I think that's about it. So keen to get this week over with. I just got back from LA a couple of days ago. Tomorrow I fly to New York, so it's more traveling, more stress on the body, but that's good. I can deal with it. We just got to control the environment, make sure you got the meals in, and have to get up extra early to hit those workouts. That's it. We're going to start off heavy today with flat dumbbell press, and we'll be doing 2 sets of around 6 to 8 repetitions and focus on low volume but maximum load. By doing this, we'll be overloading the muscle to the point where changes have to occur structurally for the muscles to adapt, and this technique will help gain and maintain muscle mass while we're cutting fat. And on pushing movements like this, I always like to go explosive and really heavy, especially on the compound movements. On the pulling movements, it's a little bit more technical, but when it comes to pushing for triceps, shoulders, chest, I like to go a little bit heavier, a little bit more explosive. And as we progress throughout the program, you'll see my workouts continue to get more and more intense.
Push it. Come on. One more, come on, push it.
For the next exercise, we're going straight to straight arm pullovers for 2 sets of around 12 repetitions. We'll be increasing the reps because this movement is more of an isolation exercise for the chest as opposed to the compound bench press.
Push.
Next up is incline flies. And now that we're on to our secondary chest exercise, we're going to lighten the load a little bit and bring the reps back up to around 3 sets of 12 repetitions.
We'll also be adding a drop set to the last normal working set, just to really punish the muscle and flush the upper pecs with blood, so we can get the nutrients in there to, repair and work on this particular area, which is a slight weakness for me. So I've just finished my 3 working sets and working right now into my drop set. For this, I'm going from 75-pound dumbbells down to 50-pound dumbbells. I like to drop down quite a bit just to make sure that I get a few reps out, and I do fatigue very quick anyway. Some people don't fatigue. Now on to rope overhead tricep extensions for 3 sets of around 15 repetitions. There are different variations of this exercise depending on the degree of the angle in which you stand, but I prefer to lean against the tower for stability and rotate downwards at the hips until I can extend my arms from the back of my head to get a full extension out in front of me without swinging my torso. I've decided to do a drop set on my second set here, so I'll finish off with a lighter weight, and I'll do the same for the third set as well, another drop set. Not too much. We're going to continue to punish our triceps now with dips. If the bars are a little bit wide, I find that works a little bit more of the lower chest. So I like to go as closer to shoulder width as possible is best for your triceps. And we're going to be working around 3 sets of 12 repetitions. So after doing my warm-up set, I'll be adding some weight by using a dip belt. Since dips are generally just body weight, using a dip belt is a great way to make progress. If you find that you struggle on the first set with just your body weight, don't add a dip belt. Just continue with body weight sets until you become accustomed to it, and then as it gets easier, sure, you can add weight to a dip belt just to make it a little bit harder. So regardless of whether you add weight or not, you can use a spotter to help you get the force reps out just by supporting your shins and your ankles. Our next tricep exercise is going to be lying dumbbell extensions on an incline bench. And we'll be doing around 3 sets of 10 on this one. This movement is similar to skull crushers, except we're using dumbbells so we can keep our hands just a little bit wider than normal. So I'm really trying to obliterate my triceps now, so I'm going straight into a superset of close grip push-ups until failure. And as soon as I fail, I'm dropping to my knees and busting out a few more. I don't like to admit that I'm doing girly push-ups here, but I guess I'm caught on camera, so as you can see, that's exactly what I'm doing. The final exercise to completely demolish our triceps is bench dips, where we'll be doing 3 sets of 15 repetitions. Normally you can add weight to your lat, but because this is our last exercise, my triceps are totally taxed. For this exercise, simply position 2 benches apart from each other to support your hands and your feet. Lower your butt to the ground until your arms are at a 90-degree angle and then extend up. And one tip I'd like to point out is make sure that your back stays close to the bench and you point your elbows inwards just to really make sure that you're working your triceps and not your delts. And make sure you go to absolute failure. Want to look like a badass in the gym? Come back to see a great workout that will not only target your lats, but your abs at the same time.